aqui para o nosso colega Alan Grove. Que é o presidente da Federação Internacional de Walking Football. Alan, hi, how are you?
Hello.
Everything good?
Very well, thank you. Very cold in northeast England.
Everything it's okay in England?
Oh yes, bad weather, very bad weather.
In Portugal it's cold too. So Alan, what can you talk to us about walking football and about the International Federation?
Yes, well, I think we all know why everybody plays or takes part in walking football, whether it be at a local level or a club level or tournaments in Portugal, France, England, wherever. But the International Walking Football Federation has gone one step further. And we are an organization that's been established for over 10 years, recently re-registered at Companies House as a non-profit organization. And we have over 40 registered nations who have affiliated to the International Walking Football Federation. And how the affiliation process takes place is we will only accept nations who are committed to developing walking football within that particular country. And that's nations who will be inclusive, because in the early days of walking football, it was mainly men who dominated the sport. Now we include male, female, people of different cultures, people of different abilities. And as an organization, we've got to be all inclusive. So as we have evolved, the International Walking Football have evolved, we have made it more predominantly male, but we have a significant number of ladies teams now who have joined us. And how nations affiliate is they'd submit a mission statement to us explaining how they will develop the sport, continue to develop the sport in their country, and how they will select an international team. So, for example, in France, we've got the French Federation, and they will hold trials of all of the players, male and female, from all of the different clubs throughout France. They will then establish the international team. And I believe, Lewis, you met some of them this year while you were visiting the UK in Chesterfield. We will then work together on promoting tournaments, both home and abroad, with all of the different nations who have affiliated. And I understand you were at the meeting last week with Peter, which I couldn't make. And we've got successful tournaments planned for 2025. And hopefully, Portugal will be one of those venues where we will visit. We've tried to arrange tournaments in Portugal in the past, but we haven't been successful with that because of the current climate, elections, politicians getting involved, and finance situation doesn't always help when we're trying to organize these tournaments. And that's why we, as a non-profit organization, try to keep the price as competitive as possible. I think a lot of people attended the first IWFF World Tournament World Cup tournament in Leyton Orient in London back in 2019. And since then, we've had many successful tournaments, finishing up with the World Championships this year in Chesterfield in the summer, which was a fantastic tournament at a great venue, which was the home of walking football, Chesterfield FC, thanks to John Crute. I think, like any sport or any organization, I think people have got to be mindful that politics do get involved and it can become very, very political. We as an organization would only want like-minded people to join our organization who have no political gain, ambition, or whatever. That way, we all get the best out of it in terms of enjoyment, fun, and fitness, which is what it was designed to be. I'm quite happy to take any questions, Lewis, but I think that gives a brief overview of what the International Walking Football Federation is mainly about.
Alan, I have two questions to you.
Yes.
First, what is walking? Because it's a normal question about our players. That normal. What do you think is walking?
Well, the walking football, I think there's a debate of whether they should have called it walking football in the first place. I think there's a huge debate, but that's for another day, I think, Lewis. And I think there is a description, and you'll have seen this because I know you've just done the referees course while you're with DD. And the FA have a significant interpretation of walking, and that is 1 foot on the floor at all times. But a significant giveaway is the posture that the players are adopting, whether it's a straight posture or the leaning into the walk, and a firm straight leg with a heel plant on the leading leg. There are some very, very, very fast walkers out there, very fast walkers. It is an Olympic sport, so let's not forget that. And I think when some referees see fast walkers, they assume they're not walking, but they are walking. And it comes with experience. And you will find this, Lewis, from, the more refereeing you do, the more easy it is to recognize not walking and walking. And it takes practice. And it's something that people don't practice.
Yeah, it's a little difficult. Another question, Alan. One rule or different rules? Because that's one question we have in Portugal in the other worlds. Why we don't have one rule? I think it's not important. But some people today ask why we don't have one only one rule.
With the International Walking Football Federation, I think it's very important that we have a degree of flexibility with the rules. And that's because the way some people play, some people have disabilities. So we've got to have some flexibility with the rules. There are two sets of rules. Well, they're not actually. There are lots of sets of rules. I was only thinking of the UK and the two organisations. But there are various sets of rules. I don't think there's anything wrong with playing the way you guys play in Portugal, the way people play at Browns, as you've seen, The Eurocopa over in Portugal play mainly the FA laws of the game with one or two minor adaptations. And I think we've not got to make the game, this is my own personal view, and I've refereed at a high level of normal football. I think because the nature of the game, there has to be an element of flexibility. Does that make sense? Did you understand that, Lewis?
Yes.
There has to, if we just have one set of rules, it will become very,
I
very
think it's
political.
the same. I think we don't need one rule.
No.
I think we can be flexible.
Yes. Yes. And that suits everybody. Then they can continue playing the game and enjoying the game.
Yeah. So, thank you, Alan, one more time for your collaboration. One last last words to our players.
Last word to all of your players. I wrote an article for somebody on one of the affiliated nations who is putting a book together, and he wanted me to write something for his book. I think people have to remember why they have started playing walking football or any walking sport and keep it at that level. Remember, it's there for fun, for friendship and happiness, not politics. Keep it at that level and you will enjoy it more.
Thank you, Alan. This is our idea too. This is for fun, especially for fun. Agradecemos muito a participação do Alan Rose. Como perceberam, além de ser presidente da Federação Internacional de Hockey em Futebol, o Alan foi árbitro durante muito tempo, árbitro de futebol, e agora é um dos principais árbitros de hockey em futebol também. So, thank you, Alan. See you in Malmo.
I will see you. I will see you in Malmo.
Before.
Yes, yeah. I'll see you. I'll see you very soon. But Merry Christmas to you all.
Aos nossos participantes na formação. Temos agora pausa para a hora do almoço e em seguida voltamos às 2 horas.